You are in office or at home?
Home. I'm at home.
Uh,
Working from home. Next week, I'll be working on this in the switch because I need to. I don't know. Maybe I hope it won't disturb my lecture. I need to have some new projects that I need to go and set up to deploy.
okay.
So I'll try to manage the time well.
Let me know if there are some changes.
Look, I'll let
So
you know.
we'll
Of course,
manage
I'll just this
according to
time.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we want to do the redirection and all that. So first of all, I want to put some content in a file. What are the ways that you know by which we can put the content in a file? We can store the content inside a file.
What do you mean? Install a content.
Store the content in a normal file in Linux. If you want to add some content or remove some content from the file, how will you do that?
I want to remove content from a file. To remove content or not removing file, removing content from a file.
Right, remove the content of the file or add some extra content or add a new content on the file.
Oh, you can add the new content. Okay, basically I could just like I'll put the file. I'll put the file and like sometimes I want to like add some script. I want to like add something to the content. I just download it and upload back. I have it and I download back. After I download it, then I upload back. That's what I do most of the time.
Yeah, we can do that. One way is that. Another way is we can directly, let's say we want to add 3 or 4 lines in a file. Then we can directly open that file and add that content and add that 4 lines in the file.
Yes.
Okay, either Vim or VI. Another way is we can redirect the output of the command in the file, or we can redirect of the output of the first file into another file. So for redirecting the output, or in short, we can say for redirecting the content, use this operator. That is the greater than operator, greater than sign. Let's say I'm running the command 1. So whatever the output of the command first is, I want to store that output inside a file. So I can directly use this greater than sign and then the file name.
Are you saying to like I want to like maybe I want to view a file and I want to like direct an output of a file into a file. I want to direct an output of a file into another file.
Yeah, output of the file you can also redirect, or output of a command you can also redirect.
Yeah,
Like let me give you an example. Like ls-l, if I do this on my current location, this is the output.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to see the output on the screen. I want the
Exactly.
output to be stored on the file.
The file, yes.
Right. So we can directly redirect, put the greater than sign, and then the file name, output.txt.
TXT.
So this time the output was not shown on the screen. Instead, a
Yes.
file has been created. And if you cat that file, the same output which was on the screen before now have been stored in the file. Okay. We are just redirecting the output of the first command into whatever file we have.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Then if I do this ls-l output.txt, hlink.txt, abc.txt, def, new abc. So how many of these are errors and how many of these are output?
Headers.
How many of these lines are of output and how many of these are of errors?
There are two outputs. All the .txt files are output.
So these two are output and the
output,
remaining are error. Because there is no such file or directory with these names. So the system is giving us an error that no such file or directory available. So if I use this operator, like with the same command, I'm gonna put greater than sign and redirect the output to the same file, output.txt, and then press enter. So what is happening here? It is only redirecting the output of the command into the file and showing us the error on the screen. Okay. And in the output.txt file, the content which was there before now have been overwritten by the content which we just. So multiple redirection operators are available. So first one is this, in which command, then greater than sign, and then file name. And what is happening with this? Redirecting the output in the file and displaying error on screen, or not redirecting, let's say overwrite. So overwrite the output in the file and display the error on screen.
But the first one using ls minus l greater than sign and up the file name, it's because there was no error. So it's
right.
It moved the output to another file without displaying error.
Because there was no error, so it didn't display anything and sent everything. Then if we used, like, let me remove this one. If we want to append the output, then we will be using 2 times greater than. Will happen now. It will append the output in the file and display error on a screen. Okay. Previous lines will be there and the new lines will be added. Like if I use 2 times greater than, and if I get output.txt now, before there were only 2 lines, now 4 lines are there. So this will append the content in the file. It will not overwrite the content. Then next operator that we can use here is 2 and then greater than sign and file name. What this will do? Overwrite the error in the file and display the output on a screen. This time the error will be stored in the file and output will be displayed on a screen. Or if we used command 2 and 2 times greater than sign and file name, this will append the error in file and display output on the screen. And one more operation you can do with the error is that command 2 greater than and redirect the output to the error to /dev/null. This is a location where whatever content you send, it will get deleted. It will not be stored in the system.
Okay, it will get deleted.
What will happen here? The error will be removed and the output will be shown on the screen. So the practical here, like same command I'm using, but this time to and greater than sign. And file which I'm redirecting the output, the error to is error.txt. So only the output lines are shown here, and the errors have been sent to error.txt. Let's say I'm gonna list these. This command will show us 2 errors only. So I want to append these 2 errors also in the same file. If I only use a single greater than sign, then it will overwrite the content. The previous errors will be removed and only these 2 lines will be stored. If I wanted to append the content, then 2 greater than signs. And this time if we get now 4 lines. And if we redirected the error to /dev/null, so the output will be shown on a screen and the errors will be removed. It will not be stored in the system anyway. Okay.
In how many days?
The
error will be removed in how many days? The error instantly.
It will
Okay.
not be right. Okay. Then 2 more are available, and those are and single greater than and then file name, and command ampersand 2 times greater than and file name. So this time output and error both will be stored in file. Both will be written in the. If we use 2 times, append the output for both. This will append output as well as error in the file. So and greater than sign and both dot txt. So nothing was shown on the screen and everything has been sent to both.txt. If I use 2 times,
the error and everything.
Right, both the error and the output. If we use 2 times greater than, now the size has been, the number of lines has been increased. If we run it 1 more time, it will append again and again.
More.
Okay. So you can also use this not with this ls command only. If you want to, let's say, create a file with a single line content, you don't have to open that. You can use echo, like welcome to India from Solomon and SRK. And I want to store this content inside a file. I'm going to redirect it and then the file name new.txt. So a single line content has been sent in that file. Okay.
It's a big, it's a lot of words, lot of commands, lot of keywords.
Right. Mainly just you have to remember that like you can redirect it with these operators. If you are using single, then it will overwrite it, otherwise append. So mostly you will be needing this the first one, first or second.
Yes. I use that sometimes.
Yeah.
I see that a lot. Maybe when the output of your file is too large, so you just display, instead of displaying on the screen, you just output the file.
Right. And next one is our pipeline. So this is the sign of the pipeline, this straight line. Why we use it? If we want to use the output of the first command as an input in the second command.
Output of the
commands are there.
output of the first command as input in the second command.
Right. Let's say command 1 is there. If I put pipeline and then the command 2, what will happen? Output of the first command will be used as input in the second. Like, let me give you an example. If I do ls-l on /etc and then enter. So very large output has been shown. Right now we are in graphical user interface, so we can scroll through the output. But let's say we were in command line interface. What will happen now? If I access it here and list the content again of /etc, now I will not be able to scroll through the output. The only way to check the output of the top output is I can store the output in a file and then check it. If we don't know about pipeline. Okay. But if I want to if I want to check the output and if I want to get the output in another screen, so which command is there for that? To open the output of a file in another screen. So yesterday we saw a command, this one.
Less.
Right, less, either or more. So if you use this one here, so if I want to use less command here, I can put a pipeline and then just write less. So what will happen? This whole output will be taken as input for less command. Enter. Now it is starting from the top and you can scroll through the output using the arrow key. You can go up, you can go down, it's up to you. Okay. So let's switch back to graphical. Okay, yeah, for the shortcut for switching from graphical to CLI is control with alt and function key, function 3. That will switch to the command line interface. Let me write it here. Control plus alt plus F3. So it will take you to CLI. And if you want to switch back, then F1. Okay, and let's say I want to check the output of etc command. If I wanted to check the whole output, then I would have used less command. It will show me all the output. But if I only want to check the last 10 lines or last 15 lines, in that case, we can use tail -15. So it will only show me the last 15 lines here. If I wanted to check the last 5 lines only, then instead of 15, I would have written tail -5. So you can also stack these pipelines too. You can use multiple pipelines in a same command. Like you want to only check these 3 lines. Okay. In that case, what we can do from the bottom, it is which line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first of all, I'm gonna tail list etc use tail -8. It will show me these 8 lines. But out of these 8, now I only want to check these 3. So in the same command, I want to use the output of this whole command. So put another pipeline and now use head with 3. Now starting these 3 lines are shown. So you can stack multiple pipelines here if you want to use it. Let me add it here. ls-l etc pipeline less. And
This part is very important. It's very important. It's piping.
right, and like one more command is there, like we use grep command for mainly for searching a string. Okay?
Good.
So we will go deep in grep command later, but for now I'm just giving an example. Like I want to search something in etc. I want to search all the files which starts with auto or in which auto is written. So I can use grep auto, enter. So it will display all the files in which auto is written. So instead of searching for those files one by one by using find command or locate command, we can also use this. So let me copy and
That is to find a content in the output.
in output. So instead of storing the content in a file first, then finding the output in the file, we can directly search for the output in the same command. If I wanted to do the same thing, one more way is there. Like I can do this ls-l/etc, redirect the content to
Why?
a file, new one, and then use grep auto from new one.
No, that's long.
But this time we need to run 2 commands. So instead of that, if we use pipeline, we can do the work with the same command. And one more is there, that is semicolon. If I want to run multiple commands in the same line, running multiple commands, same line, then we can use colon. Like I want to change directory to /home and Solomon. After that, I want to create a directory in /home Solomon. Okay. Or before that, let me do pwd. First of all, I want to check my present working directory. Then switch to Solomon directory. Then create a file there. Store some content in that file, or let's say list the permissions of that file. Okay. So I can separate the commands via semicolon. First of all, pwd, then cd/home/Solomon, then semicolon, again pwd, again semicolon, and I'm creating a file using touch abc.txt, again semicolon, and finally ls-l. If I press enter, it will run all these commands at the same time. Okay. First command's output is /root. Then we changed to /home Solomon and then pwd. So this is the output of the third command. Then we created a file abc.txt and list. So this is the output of the fifth command. And finally, once the command has been ended, we are at the home Solomon location. We can use multiple commands in the same line by separating them using semicolon.
But there's no like all these combine of commands. They are not in any books. It's just something you have to think about. You need to like walk around them.
Right. You
Not as
will
if there's a
be
book.
no, they will. It depends on mainly on you, like which commands you have to run first. Like if you let me give you an example again. Like I want to create a directory in home Solomon with the name new dir. Okay, so I cannot do this /cd/home, then Solomon, and then new dir. And after that, I'm creating the directory. This will not work.
It will not work, of course. That will not work.
Okay, because
No
when it
directory
goes
does
for
not
that
exist.
directory, it will not be there. So you will have to work with the commands, like you have to know which command to use first and then move on to the second. Okay, so pipeline is done, redirection is done. And yeah, one more command is there, that is T command.
Okay.
So it is also for mainly redirecting the output. And will we use this one? So if we look at capital T, there are three endpoints here. One on the left hand side, one on the right hand side, and the other one at the bottom. Okay. So this command will be working something like that. First of all, it will take the input from the left hand side, store the output in a file on the right hand side, and display the output of the command at the bottom. Like, let me run this command, ls-l on slash. So ls-l on slash, I want to use the output of this command in T command, and then the file name. If I press enter, the output is shown on the screen, as well as a file has been created in which the same output is stored. If we used redirection, the greater than sign, it would either store the output in the file, or it would either or show the output on the screen. But T command will do both. It will show the output as well as store the output. But yeah, we need to use pipeline with this, because we need to take the output of the first command as an input in the T command. Okay, other than these, pipeline running, yeah, mainly redirection is this much. Then next comes the variables and patterns. So what do you understand by variable? What is a variable?
Variable is something that changes. It's not constant.
Something whose values can value can change. Its value can vary, in short.
Yes.
So in programming, we always use variables. In scripting, we also use variables. Okay.
Yes.
So here too, multiple types of variables are available, like two types mainly, user defined and some are predefined, which are called environment variables. So if we want to define some variables here, unlike we define variables in programming in C, in Python, or in any other language, we don't have to define the type of the variable. Let's say I want to define a variable A and I want to store the value in A, that is 10. Enter. That A variable has been declared. If I want to declare a variable B, and at this time I want to store a name in that. And C, let's say I want to store the file path of a file, etc passwd. Okay, so here we don't have to define the names, the type of the variable. We can directly put any value inside a variable.
Oh, so it doesn't have a type value.
Right, we don't have to provide whether it is integer type or float or
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah.
So these three variables have been declared. Now I want to check the values of those variable, then we can check the value using echo. If I do echo A, it will only print A here. But if I want to check the value of variable A, then we can use $sign to fetch the value of that variable. So echo $A, it will show us 10. If we do echo $B, then lucky. Echo $C, file name which was stored. So let me use it in a line. Hello, and my name is $B. So it will look for the variable's value and then display that value here. Okay. Also, we can use it with any other command like ls-l $C. So instead of writing the full name of the file, we can shorten it with variables. Because if a file was available in this location, so these directories are there, and in these directories a file is available. So if I want to check the permission of that file, what I have to do, I have to go to that location by ABC, then whatever file it is. So instead of doing this, I can declare a variable and then done. The next time, instead of writing the full path, I can directly write $F. Okay. You can also substitute commands using this $sign. Like I want to echo and today's date is, and I want that whenever I run this command, if I run it today, so it should show me that today is September 3rd. If I run it after 3 or 4 days, then it should show me that day's command.
The current date command.
Right. So we will be using the date command here. So if I use directly date plus percentage t, it will write it as it is. If I use a $sign here directly here, it will also not work. So we have to put this command inside parentheses, inside brackets. So this will be treated as a whole command, and whatever the output of that command is, it will be fetched by this $sign and shown on the screen. So whenever we are creating our own script, in that case, these $signs will be most useful, we can say. We will be using
Dollar
them.
signs is majorly used to output a variable value.
right, variable value. Okay. So yeah, we can either declare the variables on our own or we can use the commands as a variable.
The date is an environment variable.
Which one?
Date is a function and is on the system already.
Right, date is the command in
Date
the system,
is a command. So
but we are fetching the output of that command and
yeah.
using it as a value. So that's why we are using $sign. Okay, some environment variables are available. By using those environment variables, the system is working in the back end and also displaying the output on the terminal and everything. So if you want to check the value of environment variables, you can use env command. So you have to just write env and then enter. These are the environment variables which are available.
Environment variable.
So if we check here, one is old PWD, and PWD will also be here. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. So PWD present working directory, it is showing us. It is also showing us old present working directory as well as the home directory. So if whenever we use this command cd and minus, so it switches between old PWD and the new PWD. Okay. Another variable, another environment variable which is available here is PS1. So if we do echo $PS1, so it is showing us /u /u@h@w. So this thing which is written here, where we are seeing the username @machine's host name and the working directory, it is being shown by this PS1 variable. If I want to change this to, I can do that. We just have to add a different value here, like write your command here and then enter. So now instead of that username, host name, and the working directory, this will be shown. If you want to run a command, you can do that. Okay. So it is also used by the.
I don't get it. This echo $PSI. It only returns these values.
Right.
So afterwards, but does it have any correlation with this PSI writes a command here? Or it doesn't matter. PSI is a command, is a command on its own, is a command, right?
Is a variable, is an environment variable. By that environment variable, this value is set.
So PSI is an environment variable.
Right, it is an environment variable by which this value is being set. This value is being shown to us, where username, then machine host name, and then working directory. These three values are shown. So instead of this value, which was stored in PS1 before, I stored this value in PS1. So now instead of showing this, it is showing us write your command here. If I want to turn it back again, I just have to copy and store the previous value. And then we got our root at the rate host name and then the working directory. Okay. So these are the ways which we variables we can use here. And one variable that you need to remember is path variable.
Path.
Right. So if I show you the value of path variable, so these are the
This,
locations. Okay. And what locations are these? Where the commands can be stored.
where
For-
commands can be stored.
Right. For root user, the commands can be stored at these locations. But if they are not available at that location, you will not be able to use those commands.
Mm.
Okay. So these are the variables that we can declare and we can use here in Linux.
So when you say if I want to use any command and the command is not found in any of this directory, then it can be used. So all the
Right.
commands are stored in this directory, user, local bin, blah, blah, blah.
Right. The commands are stored in these directories. Like if we go to usr bin, cd/usr bin list, these commands are available.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
There's no
So
magic. They're just, so these commands are already stored. So you just use
right,
them.
you just use them, nothing else. And there are two directories which you need to be aware of. That like ls-l on slash. If we see bin, it is pointing out. It is a soft link of usr bin. So it is just pointing out to usr bin directory. And this s bin, it is pointing out to usr s bin. So you need to remember that in usr bin directory, those commands are stored which can be, let me write, commands are stored which can be used by all the users, whether it is a super user, admin user, or a local user. Everyone can use these commands. Whereas in usr sbin, those commands are stored which can only be used by those users who have admin rights. In short, either your root user or those users to which root have provided the access. Otherwise, nobody will be able to use those commands.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, one more command is there, like which command. What this which command does, it will show you the path where the whatever command you want to search for is stored. Like I want to check the location of ls command. So we just have to write which space ls. So ls is stored in usr bin. If we do which user add is stored in usr s bin. And I didn't try this before. Let me try it right now. I'm gonna move ls command from usr bin to /root. So if I use ls, so it is saying me that ls command is
Seriously?
so any command just move it out of that directory. So he will not be able to use that. Let me replace it before I forget.
Crash the system.
Just, okay.
So I can actually, if not on the industry server, of course, but
Yeah,
on my
not
personal
this
system, yes, I can
on
actually
personal.
do some commands move them to somewhere, like maybe somebody that does not have, cannot use them. You cannot view my
Right.
files, cannot do anything, just move them out from the regular place.
Right. Only you will be you will be able to use that command.
Yes.
Like, okay.
If I forget, that is all over.
So let me give you one more. Let me try one more, because what will happen if we do this? I want to list the content on my root location. So right now it is not finding that command. So
Mm.
I can directly tell the path of that command here. That should work. Yes. So you can use it also like this. So if you are storing all the commands at a different location, you don't want any other person to use those commands. So you can store it in different location. So only you know where the commands are. So you will be able to use those commands. So yeah, I think we should stop here for today. Okay. So variables and pipeline. Do you have 5 more minutes?
Yes, of course. I'm looking
Okay,
from
so
home.
let's okay. So let's do one last, that is the pattern matching part. Okay. So if we want to use, let's say if we want to list all the content at some location, one way is that we can directly use ls. Okay. But if I only want to list the content which starts from A, in that case we
Yes.
can use ls a star. So it will only list those files which starts from A. Let me create some more file here. So I want to list all those files which starts from X. So ls x star. So it is showing us that 4 files are available. If I want to list the files in which A is available in the name of the files, anywhere, it could be at the start, it could be at the end, or it could be in the mid of that file. So ls star A star. So only those files will be shown in which A character is available. If you want to list the files which starts from either A or E, so you can put both the characters in square brackets and put a star after that. Okay. And if you want to list the content in which the name of the file or directory only consists of a single letter, you can put a single question mark. If you want to check a file name with 2 letters, 2 characters, you can put 2 question mark, 3 and 4 and so on. So if it is available, it will display. If it is not, it will tell us no such file or directory.
So not stop.
Yeah, so now no such file or directory. And if I want to create directories here, start from 1 to ABC10. One way is to create is this mkdir abc1, abc2, abc3, 4 and so on. But if they were 10, I would have been able to create, no doubt, because the number was short. But if you have to create 50 directories like this, starting from 1 to 50, so this way is not, we can say, that good. Instead of doing this, we can create them like this: xyz, put curly brackets, tell the starting point. So the name should start from 1 and it can go up to, let's say, 15. So 15 directories have been
Yep.
created is starting from
XYZ one.
1
Oh,
to 15.
nice.
So you can use this brace expression with any command. If you want to use it with touch command, you can do that, like touch new from 5 to 10. So it will create files from 5 to 10, new 5 to new 10. Okay. And yeah, one more, like touch, I want to create Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And after each of these files, I want them to end with .txt. So Friday.txt, Monday.txt, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. If you want to list all the files which ends at .txt, then you can use ls star.txt. Star means anything could be there, but at the end it should be .txt.
Yeah.
You can use them. If you want to remove the files from 10 to 15 directories, xyz 10 to 15, xyz 10.15, starting point and then ending point. Enter. So now only 1 to 9 are remaining. Okay, so now it have been completed. So yes, you can go through this again on the weekend.
Yes, I will go for it. I will not be able to start the CCNA this weekend. Maybe to have some project to complete.
Yeah, no issues. We will start the session.
Yes, later on.
Just set from here.
So you work for multiple companies. You work for different companies or just this company?
Only for this one right now.
So you're based in India?
Yeah.
Uh,
For now, just I'm, you can say, I'm gaining experience from multiple persons. Like during the course, like if when we interact and whenever multiple company person come, like you have experience of around 10 to 13 years, right?
yes.
So if you face some issues, you ask those issues to me. So
Yeah.
I'm able to also, we can say, get what are the issues that I can face in future if I work in the company. So I'm just gaining experience from multiple companies. That is what you can say.
Well,
But yeah,
issues surface every day.
right. That happens too. Just let me send you the history for today. 09/2021. And 03. Okay. This is having some errors. Okay, this will also be uploaded there. Okay. So then we will be seeing each other on Monday again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.